welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a book review, and holy crapoly, it's been at least a billion years since I've done a book review. I don't know why I stopped filming them. I just guess I got kind of busy, maybe. I don't really know. Anywho, today's book review is going to be on The Gift by Cecilia Ahern, or Ahern, I don't know. That's what it looks like. I will link the Goodreads page for this book down below. But basically, I figured it would be good to review a Christmas book since it is Christmas time and maybe you guys are interested in picking up something that is Christmassy related. So, as per usual with my reviews, I am going to start with a brief overview of the general synopsis of this book. Then I'm going to go into whether I like it or not, and then I will dive a little bit into the spoilers. So, be warned. I will let you know when the spoilers are coming. So let's just jump into it. This book is based on a man, and the man's name is Lou Suffren, and it is, I believe it takes place in Ireland. It mentions Ireland quite a lot, but don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty certain. Lou Suffren is an extremely busy businessman, and he seems to always be in two places at once. He always has a lot going on. He is married with 2 children, and he has a job as a businessman, as I said, in like this massive corporation, and he is trying to get a promotion, so he's working extra hard. Basically, Lou is kind of an iffy kind of guy. At times, he seems like he's a really nice guy, but at other times you're like, oh my god, you are such an asshole. Excuse my French, but that's what he is. Anyways, the whole idea of this story is that one day Lou walks down the street and he sees this homeless man named Gabe, and because he went and got a coffee and they got his order wrong, whatever, so he gave the coffee to this homeless man Gabe and he had a conversation with him. And for some reason, this man Gabe just kind of like stuck with him, so he was like thinking about him, and then he decided to give Gabe a job in his corporation in the mailroom. So this book has a lot to do with the relationship between Lou and Gabe and kind of different things that Gabe is teaching Lou without Lou realizing that he's being taught these lessons. And it goes through just this whole kind of roller coaster for Lou and different emotions that he's feeling, different things that he's doing. It's trying to get his priorities straight, whatever it may be. And this story also intertwines with another story. So it begins off with a story about a young boy who is really angry with his father, so he throws a turkey through the window, smashes the window, and he gets taken by the cops. And while he is at the police station, he's being told the story of Lou and Gabe by the police officer. So it's kind of like an intertwining story. Now, really, this book isn't the most Christmassy. It's definitely not as Christmassy as I thought it would be. For example, Christmas is only really mentioned like for the last few chapters, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the general idea of this book. It's just about a busy man, and he meets a homeless man, and things happen. So, hopefully you have a better idea of what this book is about now. Jeff is texting me. Okay, so now I'm going to go into whether or not I like this book. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, so I enjoyed this book for what it was, but I found that it kind of jumped around a lot, and some things would start to happen and I wouldn't really understand where it came from or why it was happening, and I just found the writing style to be a bit hard to follow. As for the characters, I absolutely hated Lou. Like, oh my god, the things that this man did to his wife and family, if I were his wife, let me tell you one thing, I'd be out the door because he's an ass. I really enjoyed the character of Gabe. He was super mysterious and you didn't really know what his deal was. There was a long period of this book that I was reading it that I thought he might be Santa Claus, but he wasn't Santa Claus. So just so you know. So I didn't love this book, but I did enjoy it. If you're looking for like a Christmas type book, then I would recommend it. Definitely give it a read. It's got a lot of inspiring things in it, although like I said, it is kind of hard to follow at times. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 because I liked it. So before I go into the spoiler section, I do really want to read something from this book because I feel like it's very touching and it's very inspirational, and I just think that if you could only read the very last page of this book, then that's all that you need to read. It doesn't spoil anything, so don't worry. I'm just going to read just this one paragraph, and I hope you guys enjoy it. One thing of great importance can affect a small number of people. Equally so, a thing of little importance can affect a multitude. Either way, a happening, big or small, can affect an entire string of people. Occurrences can join us all together. You see, we're all made up of the same stuff. When something happens, it triggers something inside us that connects us to a situation, connects us to other people, lighting us up and linking us like little lights on a Christmas tree, twisted and turned but still connected on a wire. Some go out, others flicker, others burn strong and bright, yet we're all on the same line. I just think that that's like super sweet, and I really like enjoyed that paragraph of the book. I don't know, I just really like that, and I hope that you guys like that passage too. But now let's go into the spoiler section. So if you've already read this book and maybe you want to hear what I have to say, or maybe you just don't ever want to read this book and you want to know anyways, then stay tuned for this part. Basically, Lou is the world's largest piece of shit man that I've ever seen in my entire life. He cheats on his wife, he's an asshole, he gets drunk, and he drives drunk, and then essentially what happens at the end of the book is that he ends up dead. So, like, the whole time I was reading this book, I almost thought that Gabe was actually Lou, because he was trying to teach him this lesson, and Gabe gave Lou these pills that made him be able to be in two places at once. So, oh my god, there's just so many different things in this book that I was just like, what the heck is going on? But that was probably like the biggest thing. And yeah, so he dies at the end, and I honestly, like, I thought that it was going to be there were hints that he was going to die at the end, but I thought it was going to turn around and he was actually going to be okay, but he just happened to be able to take those 2 pills, and then he was able to die in the car and still have his one last night with his family, which, by the way, did make me cry. I've never cried in a book before, and I didn't even love this book or wasn't attached to Lou as a character, but I definitely did cry. Yikes. So that's all I really want to talk about for spoilers. I mean, Lou kind of sucked, and I just didn't see that he was actually going to die, so it was really sad. Anyways, so that is all that I really have to say about The Gift. If you have read it, let me know what you thought. If you're going to read it, let me know that too. But I thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!